Out Among 'em Entertainment with Moonshine Muscle Productions presents the DeKalb, Illinois Memorial Day Ceremonies at the Elwood Mansion, May 26, 2025, featuring your host, Michael Embry. Keynote speaker, Colonel Joe Jakes, retired Army National Guard, Mayor Cohen Barnes, Police Chief David Byrd, invocation by American Legion Chaplain Mike Giuliano, USAF veteran, Don Wexell, General John Stark, chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, honoring U.S. military branches Terry Crane Goodman and Ron Lofton, the DeKalb High School Choir, the American Legion DeKalb Post 66 Honor Guard, American Legion Commander Manny Olalde, veteran, USMC. Taps performed by Mark Balden and Michael Embry. And now your host, Michael Embry.
Good morning, everyone. Too much oatmeal. Good morning, everyone. That's great. I want to welcome everybody to our special ceremony honoring Memorial Day here in DeKalb, Illinois. We would like to start the event off with the presentation of the colors from the DeKalb American Legion Honor Guard, Post 66. Thank you, Honor Guard. Please remain standing. If you can, remove your hats, place your hand over your heart as Miss Terry Crane Goodman performs the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ring clear, the bombs bursting in,
Thank you, Terry. You may be seated. Thank you. Always warms my heart when you see people stand and remove their hats and put their hand over heart and the flag or the singing the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, that's true Americanism. Speaking of Americanism, I'd like to welcome to the podium American Legion Commander Manuel Olida, who will welcome all our veterans and from the various organizations. Manny.
Thank you, Michael. It takes a lot for something like this to come together so smoothly, so I want to take this time to say thank you, Michael, for helping orchestrate this, making it beautiful. We have beautiful sunshine to celebrate. Also, in attendance, we have Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, youth groups. We have not only American Legion, we have people from AMVETS, we have organizations such as the Moose, Elks members in attendance, and I just want to say thank you for attending and keeping this a great day. I do want to say also to all who have felt the profound heartache of losing a loved one at the altar of freedom, this Memorial Day weekend, we remember them and we remember you. Memorial Day is not just a date on the calendar, it's a sacred pause. A quiet moment in the noise of life to honor the brave souls who have gave everything and the families whose sacrifice didn't end when the folded flag was handed over. Their names may not be etched into marble where the world can read it, but they are engraved forever in the hearts of those who love them. May we never take for granted the cost of our freedom or the weight of the grief that is left behind. We carry their legacy with gratitude, and we stand beside you in remembrance. We will never forget. Thank you.
Thank you, Manny. And you're a Marine. Yes, sir. We had the Marine Honor Guard, or the Marine Corps League was here, so I think we're pretty well represented. Just real quick before we fall, how many Army veterans? How many Navy veterans? How many Marine veterans? Air Force? Space Force? Coast Guard? No, Mike, I'm not going to talk about the Coast Guard. I know you always make fun of me when I talk about the Coast Guard. They're always busy controlling the Kishwaukee River. They never come here. Oh, we did have one? Oh, good. Well, thank you very much. At this time, we'd like to start bringing to the podium some of our guest speakers, people who really make a difference in our community. This next gentleman came to our town and from a highly rated state position with the police department, and he decided to make DeKalb his home, and he embraces everything. He comes to community events. He's very supportive, especially with the young people. Please welcome our Chief of Police, Mr. David Byrd.
Wow, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. And thank you for all the hard work you do for our veterans. What a beautiful day today. I mean, you know, we come out here every year and we stand in honor of our servicemen and servicewomen who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. So I'll challenge you today, and I'm going to also challenge myself to make sure that I reach out to family members who have lost loved ones, who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Because I guarantee you, on a day like today, I know they feel an enormous sense of pride, which is understandable, because their loved ones paid the ultimate sacrifice so they can have the freedoms that they have. But also think about the pain and suffering that they go through on the same day. There's so many emotions that goes on during a day like today. Pride, pain, loss. So please, I challenge you all, if you know someone who has a family member who has paid the ultimate sacrifice, give them a call today. Give them a text. Make sure they know you care, because it truly is important on a day like today to make sure that we take care of those families. It's extremely important. We cannot forget about them, just as we won't forget about their loved ones who paid the ultimate sacrifice. We will never forget. We should never forget. And as long as we continue to come out here on Memorial Day every year, we'll make sure that their sacrifice is never forgotten. And I want to thank everyone here today in attendance, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And it's great to remind people to think about that loved one that's no longer with us. Whether it's a family member or a neighbor or a friend, it's really important this time of year. Just maybe put a little note on the refrigerator. Send a note to Bob or to Karen or whatever about their loved one who passed away. Some of us have younger friends that have died recently, and we think about their spouses and their children as they're growing up. So very nice, David, you mentioned that. Very important. Our next speaker is very important to our city because not only is our leader of our city, but a very dedicated and committed veteran, an Army veteran. He does a lot of great things for his city. His wife really drives him hard. Thank you, Amy, for doing that. So let's welcome to the podium our illustrious mayor of the city of DeKalb, Mr. Colin Barnes.
Good morning, everybody. I want to say thank you for being here today as we gather as a community to honor and remember those who have given their lives in the service of our country. We are privileged today to have retired Colonel Jose Jaquez with us today as our keynote speaker. His leadership and service represent the best of what means to serve this nation, and we look forward to hearing his words. As a United States Army veteran myself, this day holds deep meaning for me, and not just in uniform, but my family. My great-grandfather, my grandfathers, and my son have all served in combat. And while I am grateful they have returned home, I also carry the memory of family members who did not survive the war within, long after the battlefield faded behind them. Their sacrifice may not be marked on the memorials, but it reminds us that the cost of war is not only paid in combat zones. It is paid in quiet struggles, in invisible wounds, and in the lives of those we lose years later, as these wounds of war continue to take their toll. Today is not a day of celebration. Today is a day of remembrance. We pause not to just enjoy this day off, but to reflect on the meaning behind it. Today, we honor the men and women who gave their last full measure of devotion, who died defending the freedoms we so often take for granted. Let us remember them throughout the day. Say their names, share their stories, help your children, your grandchildren understand why this day matters. And remind your family and friends that this is more than a holiday. It is a solemn duty we all share to remember and honor the fallen. Before I close, I want to leave you with this. Let's not only remember our fallen today, but carry their memory with us every day and live lives worthy of their sacrifice, lest we forget. Thank you.
Thank you, Cohen. Our next speaker was not able to get here in time today for another reason, but I'd like to bring up a couple issues. The Kishwaukee Special Recreation Department does a lot of things for our veterans. They teach a golf class for veterans. They have a music class for veterans. So it's a very important thing, and if you look it up, DeKalb County Recreation Department is part of our DeKalb Park District. You'll find some of the many, many programs they do. These are all important for our young veterans coming home, having some kind of resource. Speaking of resource, I want to also acknowledge to your left is our Be the One booth. And Miss Cindy Hupke is manning that booth. It's our program we do every year from the American Legion Auxiliary and the Legion to work on suicide prevention. extremely important thing for a lot of us, and we call it every day 22 veterans commit suicide. We need to help those people, and if you know of somebody, please reach out to one of our local veteran groups, because we do want to offer those kind of services. It's for some people coming home, it's not easy. The next speaker has done a lot of work for the veterans, and when I spoke with their organization a year ago, they said, I'd like you to come, and I said, what's the name of your organization? She said, the Daughters of the American Revolution. And I said, you know, I'm not that old. I didn't serve in the Revolutionary War. But she said, well, you can come anyway. So please welcome Don Wexel, the General John Stark chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Thank you. It's an honor to stand before you today as we pause to remember the brave men and women who gave their lives in service to our nation. My name is Dawn Wexel, and I'm a proud member of the local chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, the General John Stark chapter. Today I want to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. We are a nonprofit, non-political women's service organization whose members trace their ancestry to the patriots of the American Revolution, our first veterans. These patriots were the first to give their lives for the dream of freedom and the promise of liberty. Our mission is simple: to promote historic preservation, education, and patriotism. And patriotism is at the heart of everything we do. DAR members are deeply committed to supporting both active duty military and veterans through service, remembrance, and advocacy. Each year, DAR members contribute thousands of volunteer hours in communities across the country. We also extend our reach through national partnerships, supporting the Fisher House Foundation and the Military Women's Memorial. Our chapter is especially proud to be a commemorative partner with the United States of America Vietnam War 50th Anniversary Commemoration, which was established by Congress to thank and honor Vietnam veterans. If you served during the Vietnam era and have not yet received a commemorative pin, please see me after the ceremony. Our members have volunteered at traveling Vietnam walls and served as Honor Flight Guardians, and we participate annually in wreaths across America. We work to keep the stories of our veterans alive for future generations. Locally, we worked with two students who interviewed World War II veterans, Fred Foster and Dorothy Stoddard, and turned their stories into published children's books, which are or will soon be available in local libraries. We write letters, send care packages overseas, and donate gifts to the LaSalle Veterans Home. We also provide sleeping mats and socks for homeless veterans. And you may have seen us helping at the annual Hy-Vee Veterans Day breakfast. We recognize service through awards, honoring local veterans like Michael Embry and ROTC cadets at Northern Illinois University for outstanding achievement and leadership. We honor the memory of those who served by placing, maintaining, and restoring memorials and monuments. Our chapter was proud to support the restoration of the Soldiers and Sailors Clock in downtown DeKalb. In 2 weeks, our chapter will dedicate a new historical marker here at the Elwood House Museum. To honor our city and county namesake, Major General Johann DeKalb. General DeKalb was a Revolutionary War hero who served with distinction in the Continental Army. Though born in Germany, he believed in the American cause and gave his life at the Battle of Camden. To honor his sacrifice and the service of all who have defended our nation, our chapter will dedicate a liberty tree and historical marker just behind us here at the museum. We hope you will join us for this special event on June 7th. This dedication and our upcoming exhibit at the DeKalb Public Library, highlighting the people and places that shaped our nation's founding, are part of our chapter's ongoing effort to educate, inspire, and keep history alive as we approach our nation's 250th anniversary next year. On this Memorial Day, we are reminded that freedom is never free. From the first shots at Lexington and Concord to those who continue to serve today, our liberty has been secured by generations of patriots who believed in something greater than themselves. We say their names, we carry their stories, and we strive to live in a way that honors their sacrifice. Let us carry forward the legacy of General DeKalb and all those who we honor today with gratitude, with service, with a shared commitment to preserving the liberty they gave everything to protect. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. And your organization does some great work, not only with Reese during the holiday time, which is always the second Saturday in December. Reese Across America. Second Saturday, and we also do a program here in DeKalb, but we put wreaths on graves from our veterans, and it's a time of the year that means a lot to a lot of families because they miss that family member, that veteran, so we try to help them remember them, how important they are with Wreaths Across. The other program she mentioned, and I was honored to be part of it, was the honor flight to Washington, D.C. If you were a veteran from the Vietnam era or from World War II or Korea, you can sign up. There are 4 different honor flight programs. It's a wonderful experience and humbling for a veteran to be part of. At this time, we'd like to do our special invocation from our American Legion chaplain, Michael Giuliano. Michael?
Thanks, Michael. You know, as long as we're giving out thanks today for all this beautiful setup and everything, I'd just like to give praise and glory to the Lord our God for his creation and this beautiful day that he provided for us. And as I was just reading this morning, this really short, pithy sentence just kind of hit home for me, and it goes like this: all gave some, but some gave all. So let's just pray, bow our heads and join in prayer. Our Father in heaven, on this Memorial Day, we come before you, gracious God, to remember those who bravely served our great country. And during their service were either called home or wounded physically or mentally. Father, we ask for your blessing upon those who made the supreme sacrifice in defense of our nation. Surely, Lord, our way of life and the freedoms we enjoy are due to these heroes. Bless the families of those brave warriors and fill their homes and their lives with your strength and peace. Bless our gathering today and grant us strength to rise to challenges of our time and to meet those challenges in the full faith in our Lord Jesus Christ. May the Lord of peace give you peace always in every way. The Lord be with you. Amen.
Thank you, Mike. And also, I forgot to mention, Michael is a United States Air Force officer, retired, and from the Air Force, and has devoted himself to helping a lot here in DeKalb, and is part of the active members of the American Legion. Going into the military, one never knows what one's going to do. Sometimes people say, what did you do? Everybody assumes you either were an infantry, like our mayor. Use what? Yes. And, or you drove a tank or a truck, but there's so many more jobs in the military. Our former Mayor Smith was a radio person in Europe. I served in the United States Air Force Drum and Bugle Corps and Band. So there's lots of jobs. And sometimes we forget some of the secondary element of our military, which are our National Guard and our reserve units, who serve a very important function. And one of the reasons we wanted to invite our keynote speaker, retired Colonel Joe Jonka from United Army National Guard. Joe?
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. For many Americans, Memorial Day marks the unofficial start of summer, a chance for a long weekend, gather with friends, maybe fire up a grill. But for those of us who wore a uniform, who've been deployed, who stood in formation, Memorial Day has a deeper meaning. It is a day of remembrance, a day of reverence, a day of gratitude. After serving this nation for 34 years, I do not stand before you as a politician, a historian, or an entertainer. I stand before you as a soldier and a witness to the cost of freedom. So let me begin with some numbers. 25,000, 20,000, 13,283, 620,000, 2,446, 116,516, 405,399, 36,516, 58,209, 258, 7,078. And there are thousands more that I cannot point to right now. These are not statistics. These are lives, American lives, given to the defense of liberty from the Revolutionary War to today. They were grandfathers, grandmothers, fathers, mothers, sons and daughters, brothers, sisters, neighbors, and friends. These service members have given their lives not for politics or recognition, but for the person beside them, for their brothers and sisters in arms, and for you and me. They were sailors, soldiers, airmen, Marine, and Coast Guardsmen. Some were called, some were volunteered, some were voluntold, and others compelled by circumstance. They came from every background imaginable. Sorry about that. Farmers and factory workers, students, students and scholars, rich and poor. Some joined for opportunity, some for tradition, but most out of a calling, a desire to serve something greater than themselves. No matter how they entered the ranks, they did not shrink from the burden of service. They showed up, they fought, and they gave everything. In preparing for this speech, I looked for how many books have been written about individual fallen service members. No search engine or artificial intelligence could tell me. Why? Because the stories are too many and too personal. Some stories were never told, and too many never will be. It is our responsibility, our solemn duty, to remember them, to speak their names, to preserve their legacies. If you know a fallen service member, the story of a fallen service member, share it. If you have one in your family, write it down. Tell your children. This is how to ensure their service was not in vain. Every one of their stories is different. Some died with their comrades by their sides, others alone in the chaos of battle. Some passed instantly, others lingered for years from wounds seen and unseen. But each gave what President Lincoln called the last full measure of devotion. In the Army, we are taught that there may come a time that we must lead our units into situations we may not survive, missions that seem impossible. Some people cannot fathom this decision, but for those who serve, we understand. Because we do not fight for our politics, we fight for people, for the mission, for the nation we swore to defend. Men and women in the military do not sacrifice their lives blindly. They fight with everything they have. But they understand that death is part of the job, and they accept it so that others may live. not out of recklessness, but out of honor, duty, and love. Let me be clear. What pains service members most is not the thought of dying, but the idea that their death could be meaningless, the result of negligence or political indecision. Our leaders must never forget the weight of the decisions they make. Every military operation, every deployment carries lives in its balance. And when a life is lost, we respond with dignity. Each branch of our military appoints casualty notification officers, honorable men and women who are tasked with one of the hardest jobs anyone can imagine, informing family that their loved one has fallen. It is a burden that no one wants, but a burden that symbolizes the deep respect we hold for those who gave all. If you've never been, I urge you to visit Arlington National Cemetery. Row after row of white markers stretch the landscape, each one of them given for our country. Every time I go, I am reminded of and challenged by the words from Saving Private Ryan. Earn this. And Arlington is not alone. Around the world, in 17 foreign countries, lie the graves of over 124,000 American heroes who never came home. In Normandy, at the Angeville-au-Plain Church, the bloodstains still mark the pews where American paratroopers were cared for. In French villages, generations of locals continue to care for the American graves with flowers, flags, and gratitude. Because when the soil of the battlefield is yours, remembrance becomes sacred. We must also remember the 94,000 who were missing in action, lost, or buried at sea in the war's long past. No headstones bear their name, but their sacrifices etched in the soul of our nation. Let us not forget the families and friends of the lost. After the Civil War, communities, family members would tend to the graves of the Civil War dead. The first Decoration Day was recognized on May 30th, 1868. 100 years later, the day officially became Memorial Day and was recognized on the last Monday in May, becoming the day to honor servicemen and women who died in combat. Allowing spouses to commemorate being without their partner, children without one, if possibly both, of their parents, mothers and fathers without children, siblings without one and sometimes more, absent from their lives, friends who never got to say goodbye. For many of those people, Memorial Day hits especially hard. Today, as we reflect, we are reminded that freedom is not free. It was paid for in the blood of patriots who swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So help me God. Let us earn what they died to give us. Let us live lives worthy of sacrifice, and let us teach our children and theirs that true patriotism means never forgetting those who made the ultimate sacrifice for freedom, for country, for us all. May God bless our fallen heroes, their families, and the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, for helping remind us what this day is all about. Brought to mind another situation, and you talked about Normandy. And there is a cemetery in the Netherlands. D-Day was in June of 1944, and in Netherlands, in November, American troops landed to free the Dutch from Nazi rule. There is a cemetery with just short of 8,000 graves in this little town in the Netherlands. And 3 times a year, those people come to those graves and place a flower on that to honor Americans and send home notes if they know the family. And I just got a report that there are 300 families in that little Dutch town that's on the wait list to make sure there always will be there'll be a flower on that veteran's grave. So extremely important that we remember not just our family, but all the families that lost members. At this time, we're excited to have them come back and perform for us. The DeKalb High School Choir under Mr. Erickson. And Travis, you ready to come out? And I just get excited when young people come up and sing. So here we come.
This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and wide. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my bones, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating, with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. My country's skies are bluer than the oceans, and sunlight beams on clover leaf and pine. But other lands have sunlight too, and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine. Oh, hear my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine.
We'd also like to take a couple seconds here to thank all the people who have come out here from the city. We have our fire chief coming out, we have some aldermen, we have some civic people, but very important, I'd like to thank the DeKalb Park District staff who set up everything today with the chairs and all the facilities, the tents, and the Elwood House Foundation for allowing us to use this wonderful facility to do our ceremony today. Well, even though today is about honoring those that are no longer with us, it also reflects a chance to honor those that are with us that can continue on with that memory. While they're getting set up for our you guys are all set? Oh, I gotta thank one more person who's very important. This whole thing would not have come together today without the work of a city employee, Scott Zach. Scott put this and the parade together, so this gives Scott a nice round of applause. Thank you, Scott. So we're going to sing a medley of songs. And if you are a member of that branch of service or have a family member or have lost a family member that is that branch, please stand. And as we have Army veteran Ron Longton and our celebrity vocal singer here, American's Got Talent is missing her, let me tell you, Miss Terry Goodman. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to sing along, and we want everybody to sing out there. This will be the new DeKalb chorus. So we're going to start with the Coast Guard. Any Coast Guard, please stand, and we're going to sing. And you can learn the words to this, because I don't even know the words. Ron?
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee to serve and storm and howling gale. I shall our purpose be. Semper Paratus is our guide, our fame and Thank you, everybody. And now we'd like to take and pause a moment and remember those who have given the ultimate sacrifice.
Again, we'd like to thank everybody for coming out and being part of this day, being special, honoring our veterans, honoring our people. Thank you for coming out, sharing. DeKalb is extremely proud of our veterans. We've done a lot to promote our veteran programs from World War I to World War II, and thanks to our mayor and others, in 2023 we're the nation's Veteran City of the Year. It's a compliment to you as family members to support our programs. Thank you, God bless you, and happy Memorial Day. Thank you for your reverence. Thank you for supporting our program. Most importantly today, thank you, veteran. On your way out, please visit our Be the One booth to help us support and understand veteran suicide. Thank you. God bless you. Have a nice rest of the day.
Special thanks to Scott Zach, City of DeKalb, the DeKalb Park District, the Elwood Mansion and Museum. Thank you for watching. God bless the USA and God bless our troops. And if you enjoyed this video and you really feel like it, please subscribe